Namaste. Welcome to this complete practice on the mat in under 30 minutes. Come to a comfortable seat, giving thanks for this beautiful morning, for this life inside of the body. And just start to scan the body from head to toe, relaxing the breath, relaxing the shoulders, relax the facial muscles. Take one hand to the belly and one to the chest. And as you breathe in, feel the belly and the ribs expand. And then feel the breath expanding in the chest. And as you exhale, feel the chest relax and the belly relax. Do this for a moment. Expansion and release. Feel the vital energy expanding inside of you. Take one more breath, expanding the diaphragm and then the chest. And then relax the chest and the belly. Release the hands to the knees. Feel the breath coming in through the nose, down to the spine, and all the way back out. Start to slowly raise your arms overhead on an inhale. And exhale, reach the arms away from the body and down. 2 more. Inhale the arms back up. And as you exhale, twist to one side. Be gentle. Come back to the center on the inhale and exhale to the other side. Do this a few times on your own, being very gentle. Checking in with the body, seeing how it feels this morning. Without judgment, simple observation. Now, after you've completed that, bring your arms up for an inhale, down to prayer, releasing the hands. Walk your left hand out and reach your right arm up and over, finding a long side body stretch. Breathe deep into the ribs. Come back to center, moving the head and neck around. And switch sides as you're ready. Trying to find length here, space. Returning to the breath. Notice how the breath brings expansion to the body. Come back to center. Start to lean back, bringing the hands behind you, and gently windshield wiper your legs side to side. Shake the wrists out, stretch the fingers back and the thumb, both hands, And then the other side. Come up to all fours to a tabletop position, making sure not to dump into your lower back or into your wrists. Tuck the toes and just take a little journey forward and back, rocking, and any movement that feels good to you here. When you come back to a neutral spine, inhale, open the heart, and exhale, round the spine. Inhale, cow pose, chin up, exhale, cat, round the spine, chin to the chest. Breathe, expand. Come back to neutral, tuck the toes, keep the knees bent as you press up and back. Press your hips towards the sky. And then take a gentle walk back and forth with your legs, bending one as you straighten the other. Good morning, hamstrings. Take a deep breath in downward dog and come forward into plank. Lower the knees and chest and chin. Ashtanga Namaskara. Come into a gentle cobra pose, releasing the hips to the ground. Roll the shoulders back. Gently and slowly tuck the toes. Press up and back again for downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower Ashtanga Namaskara. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. One more time. Gentle vinyasa, waking up the body. Slowly walk your hands to your feet from your downward dog and let your body just hang. Let your upper body hang forward and be heavy. Maybe the hands clasp the elbows, or maybe they just dangle. Release the hands, interlace them behind the back to open the chest and shake the head out. Release the hands and slowly round the spine all the way to stand, arms overhead. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, bend to one side, a crescent moon. Feel the ribs expanding. Inhale, center to switch. Inhale back. And again, opening the heart, clasping the fingers as you take a dive forward, lifting the hips, and then release the hands. Half lift, look forward, release, down, and walk the hands forward for downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, lower the knees. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat pose. Tuck the toes. Plank to downward dog. Walk the hands back to the feet again to your forward fold. Like a rag doll, just let your upper body hang. Sway from side to side. And then clasp the hands behind the back. Come up for a long spine, and as you're ready, just roll your spine up one vertebrae at a time. Arms come to touch at the top and hands to prayer. Next inhale brings your arms up. Exhale to one side. Inhale, center. Exhale, the other side. Inhale back. Release the hands behind. This time come into a little back bend, supporting the lower back, and then clasp the hands and fold. Come up to a half lift and release before walking your hands back to a downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, lower the knees, cow and cat. Back to downward facing dog. Hands come back to the feet. Shake out the head. As you're ready, Clasp the hands behind the back, this time also lifting into a half lift before folding again. Release the hands, rise up. Do a little back bend at the top. Hands come to prayer before you reach up again, and exhale to one side and to the other side. Moving a little bit quicker now. Opening up the chest again as you fold. Half lift. Back to downward facing dog. Take a breath here as you come into tabletop and then down into Ashtanga Namaskara. Back to downward facing dog. Lift your right leg high. Open up. And step it forward. Low lunge. Lower the left knee. Raise the arms high. Inhale. Open the heart. Exhale, hands to prayer pose. Twist to the left with or twist to the right with the left elbow coming to the right knee. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee for high lunge. Step forward into sort of a supported warrior three. Come into a low tree pose, arms go high, foot stays low, knee out to the side. Hands come to prayer as you lift that left leg off of the right leg. Step back through warrior three into your high lunge. Arms go high this time. And to a warrior two. Reverse the warrior. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Reach the arm high, maybe a couple arm circles. Let your gaze come up and your side be long and open. Straighten the top arm, transition into a triangle pose. Try not to dump your weight into that front leg. Stay strong through the core. And slowly transition to revolve triangle. Left hand to the floor, right arm up. Right hand down. Back to our lunge. Reach the arms high. Twist to the right. Hands come in front of the heart. Back to our high lunge. Lower the back knee. One more time. Anjaneyasana. Hands to the ground. Leg comes back. Move through a vinyasa of your choice. Left leg reaches high. Spinning the hip open as you bend the knee. Maybe you just roll the ankle out a little bit. Just reaching it back and stepping forward. Lower the back knee. Arms raise up as we inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Twist to your left. Hands come to the heart. Unwind your twist. Hands are at heart center before they reach high. And you find your way into a modified warrior three, supported with the hands. Trying to flex that back foot. And then transition your way into a low tree, keeping the foot low on the leg. Arms can stay at heart center or raise them up. And sort of transitioning back to that warrior three just for fun before we step into the high lunge and bringing this into warrior two. Left arm to the thigh, extended side angle. Right arm comes up and reaches. Maybe a couple arm circles. Soften through the shoulder, lengthen through the right side. Straighten the right arm up. Left hand comes to the shin or just dangles behind the leg. Stay strong in the core, not dumping into that front leg. Slowly transition, hips come forward, hands to the ground. Left arm comes up, revolved triangle. Breathe in and exhale, bring the hands down. Inhale up, high lunge, and bringing this to a twist to the left. Twisting through the ribs, staying steady, grounded through the feet. Gently release the knee to the ground. Inhale, arms up, and step back, vinyasa, back to our downward facing dog. Lower the knees, lower the hips to the heels, untuck the toes, release the forehead to the ground. Child's pose, whatever variation you'd like. Maybe your hands come into prayer behind the head, or maybe they stay down, resting on the mat. Reach the arms forward and slowly lift the hips off of the heels. Walk the hands forward and then melt your heart to the ground for puppy pose or heart melting pose. If you'd like to go a little deeper, you can bring the chin to the mat looking forward, or keep the forehead down. Walk the hands off to one side, creating an opening in the opposite side. Slowly walk to the opposite side, reaching, breathing, keeping the forehead resting on the mat. Gently walk back to the center. Place the left hand under the shoulder, right arm reaches up and under to thread the needle. Do this a few times. And after 2 or 3 resting in thread the needle, the left hand can stay on the floor, or maybe it walks forward, or maybe you'd like to tuck it behind your lower back for a little bit of a deeper twist. Decide what is best for you today. Gently come back and do the other side. Reaching and twisting 2 or 3 times. And finally, taking a rest, choosing whichever arm variation used on the other side. Maybe you do the same here. Take a few breaths. Slowly release it back to all fours. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Shake the head. Maybe walk it out. Take the feet wider, walk the hands back towards the feet. Malasana, lower the hips between the knees, elbows between the knees, hands at the heart. Breathe. As you exhale, come into a forward fold. Look forward, long spine. Reaching one arm to the sky as you leave the other one on the mat. Just a quick little twist and open. And then walk back to a downward facing dog. Readjust the feet and take the right leg high. Again, opening that hip and maybe taking it into a wild thing. And as we lift the leg up and back again, transition into a pigeon pose, right leg forward. Come to a rest. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can do this on your back in reclined pigeon. Feel the hip opening and relax as much as you can. Even with the distractions in your life around you. Lift and open the chest. Inhale, bring it back to a three-legged dog and down. Inhale, left leg up, open it up, and maybe you transition into a three-legged dog. I meant wild thing. And back to the leg up and to pigeon pose. Relax, breathe deep. The knees should always be slightly wider than the hip in pigeon pose, and you're not trying to get that lower leg parallel to the front of the mat. Hips are squared. And then walk the hands in, lift and open the heart for a deep breath. Take it back to our downward facing dog. Lower the knees. Come into either child's pose or reach the hands back to your heels and do a couple little rabbit poses. So as you hold the heels and you exhale, lift the hips off the heels, creating a little traction. Slowly come all the way down to your belly, Sphinx pose, elbows under the shoulders, lift and open the heart, and take your head side to side. Reach your hands back, placing the forehead on the mat, and then lift your heart, reach the hands back, lift the forehead up last, take a deep breath or two. Lower the head back down, turn the head to one side, and then rock the hips side to side. Second round, reach the hands back. This time maybe you choose to clasp the fingers as you lift the chest. Lower the head, turn the head to one side, and again rock those hips. On your next exhale, reach the arms back. This time maybe finding the foot or the ankles for upward bow. Take a few breaths here. And release slowly. Bring the hands under the forehead. And again, releasing the hips. Rocking them side to side. Take a moment to come on to your back. Bring the feet under the knees. And then bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little rock side to side. Happy baby variation of your choice. Maybe your hands come to the outsides of the feet or the insides or the big toes, or maybe just grabbing the back of the knees. If you want to play around with straightening one leg and then the other. Straighten the legs up, arms overhead, slowly lower the feet down. And then bring them underneath the knees, come up for bridge pose, lifting the hips. Walk the shoulder blades closer together. Reach your fingertips towards your heels, or maybe you clasp them underneath your body. Take a nice deep breath, come up under the toes, and maybe you can kick it all the way up into shoulder stand. If not, release the feet and roll up into shoulder stand, supporting the lower back. And maybe bringing the toes down for halasana, bringing it into plow pose, and clasping the fingers. And maybe the knees come to the ground for Karna Padasana, and you take the hands around the legs and cover the ears, ear pressure pose. Slowly release, rolling one vertebrae down to the floor at a time. Lift the chest as you tuck the hands under the buttocks, and then bring the crown of the head back, opening the throat and the chest in fish pose. After taking a few breaths in fish pose, bring the knees into the chest and Let the knees fall to one side as you reach to the opposite side. And transition to the other side. Exhale, bring the knees into the chest. Bring the forehead up to the knees. And finally, release all the way down. Roll the wrists and the ankles. Take the feet wide on the mat. Palms facing up. Relax. Scan your body from head to toe, softening the muscles from the crown of the head to the tips of the fingers, from the face to the collarbone and the shoulders to the toes. Say to yourself, my whole body is relaxed. Let go of any controlled breathing and simply observe the breath coming in and going out. Just say to yourself, I am breathing. Scan your body from head to toe. And start to bring in some little stretches in the fingers, the toes, the ankles, and the wrists. Reaching your arms and your feet away from each other. Inhale, and then bring the knees into the chest, rocking gently side to side. And then find your way over to one side and rest comfortably, pausing for a moment. As you're ready, slowly peel yourself off of the floor back to a comfortable seat, resting your hands on your knees. Feel the relaxation in the body. Bring your hands to your heart. Feel the heartbeat, feel the breath in the body. Giving thanks for this practice, this beautiful day. The divine light in me salutes and honors the divine light in you. Namaste.